All right, so today we're going to be taking a deep dive into Nigerian culture.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. And specifically, we're going to be tackling this question of, why Nigerians are perceived as being loud.
Oh, okay.
Our main source for this is this video script that we found that really digs into this and explores some pretty fascinating cultural nuances.
Interesting.
Yeah, so have you ever noticed this yourself or like maybe experienced it firsthand?
Um, I think I have. Yeah, like just, I don't know, just the general kind of perception of that culture.
Right.
Which is interesting because the script actually like starts by acknowledging that yes, Nigerians can be loud.
Ah,
It's not just a stereotype.
right.
But it immediately kind of reframes that loudness.
Okay.
Not as rudeness, but as a form of expression.
Gotcha. So it's not about being intentionally boisterous or anything like that. It's more about just like how they're expressing themselves.
Exactly.
I'm curious though, like how is this expression different in like the Nigerian context?
Yeah, well, the script emphasizes that Nigerian culture is incredibly vibrant and energetic,
Mm-hmm.
and like that energy kind of spills over into everyday life.
Literally, yeah.
Quite literally, for Nigerians, expression is about being fully present, engaged, enthusiastic.
Yeah.
It's about sharing yourself openly with the world.
That makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I remember that one scene from the script, the one in the bustling Nigerian market,
Oh, yeah.
everyone's bargaining and chatting and it's definitely loud.
Yeah,
But the script argues that it's not aggression.
right.
It's engagement.
Exactly. Think about it in a crowded market.
Oh.
Like, you need to project your voice to be heard.
Right.
But it's more than just being heard. It's
Okay.
about being a part of the energy,
Mm-hmm.
the lively exchange. It's a way of connecting with the people around you.
So volume becomes a tool for connection.
Yeah.
That's really fascinating.
And the script also highlights how important community is in Nigeria.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And that communal spirit kind of thrives on active participation. Speaking loudly ensures that you're not just present, but you're actively involved,
Right.
especially in large family gatherings where multiple conversations are happening all at once.
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine.
Projecting your voice allows you to contribute and connect with everyone.
Right. It's like everyone wants to be heard and acknowledged.
Yeah, exactly.
Not in like a competitive way, but in a way that kind of reinforces those bonds.
Right. It's about weaving your voice into the tapestry of the community.
I like that.
The script portrays this beautifully with like these two older women playfully shouting over each other.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not about one trying to dominate the conversation. It's about two people enthusiastically connecting,
Yeah.
sharing their thoughts and feelings with gusto.
I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And this energy isn't limited to just everyday interactions. The script also like delves into how Nigerians celebrate, well, pretty much everything with incredible gusto.
It's like turning the volume up on life itself.
Right. Like trying to celebrate quietly in Nigeria would almost feel wrong.
Exactly.
Like you're not fully embracing the joy of the occasion.
It's about expressing that joy collectively,
Mm-hmm.
bringing people together in a wave of shared energy. Remember that scene where you're dancing and shouting at that party?
Oh, yeah.
That's a perfect example.
It's just me going with the flow.
Yeah. But it makes you think about how different cultures approach celebration.
Right.
Like in some cultures, a quiet, intimate gathering might be the norm.
Yeah, for sure.
But in Nigeria, it seems like the more the merrier, the louder the better.
Exactly.
Now, shifting gears a bit, the script also touches upon like the incredible linguistic diversity found in Nigeria.
Yeah, over 500 languages, right?
Right.
That's mind-blowing.
It's crazy. And the script mentions that many of them are tonal languages,
Right.
which adds another layer to this whole conversation about volume and expression.
For sure. That's a really crucial point.
Yeah, because in tonal languages, the meaning of a word can change depending on the tone you use. So clarity and emphasis become even more important
Right.
in a multilingual environment like Nigeria,
Especially, yeah.
where you might be interacting with people who speak different languages or dialects.
So it's not just about being heard.
Yeah.
It's about being understood.
Exactly.
Yeah, imagine trying to convey like a nuanced message
Right.
with the wrong tone.
Totally.
It could lead to all sorts of misunderstandings.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The script actually quotes a linguist
Oh, wow.
who explains that in Nigeria, speaking loudly is often a necessity,
Mm,
not just a cultural preference.
right.
It's about ensuring that your message cuts through that linguistic diversity
Wow.
and is received loud and clear.
It's like the volume becomes a tool for bridging linguistic barriers.
Right.
That's really fascinating.
It is, but The script also acknowledges that Nigeria has faced its share of challenges.
Of course. Yeah, economic struggle.
Yeah, political instability, all of that. And those challenges have undoubtedly shaped the way Nigerians communicate. The script makes a powerful connection between these hardships and the tendency to speak loudly. It argues that in a place where your voice might be overlooked,
Right.
speaking up loudly becomes a form of resilience,
Right.
a way of demanding to be heard and acknowledged.
So it's not just about being heard in a crowded market.
Exactly.
It's about being heard in a society where your voice might not always carry the weight it deserves.
It's about asserting your presence. Your right to be a part of the conversation, even in the face of adversity.
That's a really insightful way to put it.
It reframes loudness as a form of empowerment,
Wow.
a way of claiming your space and making your voice matter, and that can be incredibly powerful.
Absolutely.
Especially in a society that has faced so many challenges. But the script also acknowledges that this energy, this passionate way of communicating, can be overwhelming to outsiders.
Like that story from the script about the tourists visiting the Nigerian market.
Oh, yeah.
Initially, they're taken aback by the noise and the chaos.
Yeah.
But then they start to see it differently. They get caught up in the energy.
The excitement.
Yeah, the sheer joy of it all.
They realize that what might seem loud to them is simply engaging and vibrant to the people within that culture.
Right.
It's a reminder that sometimes we need to step outside our own cultural comfort zones to truly appreciate different forms of communication.
Yeah, it's about understanding that communication is more than just words,
Absolutely.
It's about energy, intention, and cultural context.
For sure. And sometimes what we perceive as loudness is simply a different cultural dialect, a different way of expressing enthusiasm, passion, connection.
So in a way, it's like an invitation to open our minds and ears to a different way of experiencing the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It challenges us to reconsider our assumptions about what constitutes appropriate communication. It's a reminder that there's beauty and diversity even in the way we express ourselves.
Makes you wonder what seems loud in one culture might be considered like perfectly normal, even subdued in another.
That's a great point. It highlights the importance of cultural sensitivity and understanding.
For sure.
What might feel overwhelming or even aggressive to someone from a quieter culture could simply be a vibrant expression of life in another.
Totally. It reminds me of that time I visited a friend's family in Italy.
Oh, yeah.
Their dinner conversations were so animated, so full of laughter and passionate debate.
I love that.
At first, I felt a bit overwhelmed, but then I realized it wasn't about arguing.
Right.
It was about connecting, sharing their thoughts and feelings with complete openness.
It sounds like you experienced firsthand the power of expressive communication.
Yeah, I think I did.
And that's a valuable lesson for all of us.
Absolutely. So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Yeah.
We've unpacked this idea of loudness in Nigerian culture. And it turns out it's about so much more than just volume.
Right.
It's about passion, connection, resilience, and the joy of expressing yourself fully.
It's about challenging our own perceptions and appreciating the beauty of different communication styles.
Right.
Perhaps what we perceive as loudness is simply another way of saying, I'm here, I'm present, and I'm engaged with the world.
It's about recognizing that every culture has its own unique rhythm,
For sure.
its own way of speaking its truth.
Yeah, and maybe, just maybe, the world could use a little more of that vibrant, expressive energy.
For sure.
It certainly encourages us to think differently about how we communicate and connect with each other.
Right.
It reminds us that sometimes the most meaningful conversations happen when we step outside our comfort zones.
Yeah.
And embrace the beauty of different cultural dialects.
So the next time you encounter someone who you perceive as loud,
Yeah.
take a moment to consider the cultural context. You might just discover a whole new world of expression and connection waiting to be explored.
You never know.